Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the WCW Worldwide Edition for the Worldwide Wrestling for the 30th of January 1993. Just an interesting run here. Worldwide, not exactly your most notable thing. They recap the championship win or the post-championship deal for Shane Douglas and Ricky Steamboat, who had been laid out by Barry Windham after beating Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham. Not exactly a great thing there. Z-Man Tom Zink, who many people wouldn't even have imagined was around in the run of 1993. A lot of people would have assumed him gone earlier, but Z-Man Tom Zink was around for quite a while. And Zink versus Paul Orndorff is the opening contest here. Worldwide, still a reasonably regarded show. They at least have a couple of good matches every time out. Orndorff gets hip tossed over, drop kicks under the chin by Z-Man, and Zink is in control pretty readily here, hanging on to the arm. Eventually, Orndorff gets in complete control. Hits a leaping pile driver that looks pretty good. Then we go to Dustin Rhodes out there. Dustin Rhodes, who has been around at the time, coming off of the kind of the breakup of the Dangerous Alliance and having won the U.S. title here, or actually the tag team championships he had held for a while. Also hype for Masa Chono and the Great Muta coming in. Muta and Chono coming from the Japanese New Japan contingent. Vader out next. Vader, of course, kind of looking for challengers. About to go into his major program with Cactus Jack by the spring of the year. And Vader is your world champion. Bobby Baker is his opponent. Bobby Baker not exactly going to be a challenge for Vader. Vader hits the one-handed choke slam. Vader goes right after his adversary and is pretty aggressive here. Vader also hits the short clothesline and takes the man out to the best of his ability. Big power bomb, and after the one-handed choke slam and the power bomb, obviously he's not going to hang around. There is an interview with Jesse Ventura and Barry Windham. Windham basically says he felt slighted when Dustin Rhodes chose another tag partner, and there's issues there. Also, the babyface turn or continuation of the babyface turn of Cactus Jack is highlighted here. Cactus Jack taking out Vader and Rick Rude and other people at a previous clash with the shovel. That is highlighted as part of the WCW magazine run here. Cactus Jack, now a babyface, which is weird at the time. Most people used to seeing Cactus as a heel, and people are number one with Cactus Jack now. John Peterson is Cactus's opponent. Peterson, not exactly any sort of challenge for Jack. Jack sends him out to the floor, does the crack smash SummerSlam flip, and obviously Cactus Jack in relatively quick control here. Double arm DDT and a victory for Cactus going into things. Cactus basically saying that he wants the world championship. He's not scared of Vader, not scared of Rick Rude, not scared of anybody, and going to make it happen for himself going forward here. And again, kind of getting things going, we see the White Castle of Fear, Sting and Vader being talked about. The White Castle of Fear I've talked about a great deal on the WCW Saturday Night deal. Did the whole vignette, and they waste a whole bunch of time showing it on multiple programs. Not to be, surprised, because why would you not do it if you're going to put all the time and energy into all that? Max Payne is up next, and he's facing off in an enhancement match here. Max Payne drops a couple elbows and locks in the painkiller submission. Also another WCW magazine segment. Many of those in this particular program. I think this is third or fourth one. Sting He says he's ready for Vader. Hollywood Blondes, Pillman and Austin. Hollywood Blondes, I don't know that they're actually called the Blondes here this early in 1993. They might be, although I think this is one of their first matches at the time. Steve Austin at the time, one of the best underutilized talents in the world. Brian Pillman out there, Pillman having formulated and kind of jumping the baby faces, and Pillman and Austin are phenomenal. Austin even having the towel around his neck. We see a Ricky Steamboat tag team out there. Pillman and Austin again going for the run there. Pillman and Austin versus Douglas and Steamboat. Great series running throughout, and Steamboat managing to get a couple of shots in on Austin. Just a teaser of the feud that would come between them a little later. Shane Douglas and Steve Austin lock up with front face locks. Douglas and Steamboat work together well as a team. Match worth going out of your way to see if you haven't seen it before, just because of the history of all the guys in the match, but also just a really decent story being told. Austin, pretty well the dominant heel in this, certainly even here. He's ahead of Brian Pillman. They cut the ring off on Ricky Steamboat for a little bit. While that doesn't go exactly according to plan, it goes well enough, and ultimately it's there. Steamboat gets his man on the top of the head a couple times and cuts him off there, and ultimately we see Ricky Steamboat in control pretty aggressively here. Match goes back and forth, a couple of near breakups, and ultimately it is a win for the cheating Hollywood Blondes. Closing the program, we will be back with more right after this.